Next one is the solubility of the solids in the liquid is affected by the change in temperature. So it is explained by the a small concept. So in this one, so I am taking the a glass of solvent. So this is the solvent means liquid or water. To this solvent, so I am taking the some amount of the solute. So this is the solute. The solute is added to the solvent. Whenever the solute is added to the solvent, so in which the solute particles are dissolved in this liquid, it causes the solute particle concentration in the liquid is increase. That phenomena is called dissolution. That phenomena is called dissolution. Whenever the solute is added to this liquid, the solute particles are dissolved in this liquid, it causes the dissolved solute particle concentration in the liquid is increase. That phenomenon is called dissolution. Then after that phenomenon is called dissolution to form the saturated solution. To this saturated solution, I am adding the extra amount of the solute particles. When we are adding the extra amount of the solute particles to this solvent, so at that time these extra amount of solute particle also dissolved in this liquid. After certain time, these the extra amount of solute particles are again some of the solute particles are dissolved, but some of the extra amount of solute particles are not dissolved. Why means its capacity is 10 spoon of the sugar, its solvent capacity. Here I am taking the 10 spoon of the solute particles completely soluble. Extra I am taking the 5 spoon of the solute particle. So after addition of the 5 spoons of the solute particle, these solute particle, the little bit, the fraction of solute particles are dissolved. After then, the maximum amount of the solute particles are undissolved. Why means its solvent capacity is completed. 10 spoons of the solute is dissolved to form saturated solution. After that we are adding the extra amount of solute. The extra amount of solute particle in which very few fraction of the solute particles are dissolved. The remaining particles are undissolved. The undissolved solute particles are collide with each other and separate out in the form of the crystals. That phenomenon is called crystallization. That phenomenon is called crystallization. Are you understand what I say? The extra amount of solute particles are added to this solvent. So in which fraction of the solute particles are dissolved. After that, the remaining solute particles are undissolved. The undissolved solute particles are collided with each other and separated in the form of the crystals. That phenomenon is called crystallization. At certain state, what happens? The amount of the number of solute particles are enter into the solution is equal to the same number of the solute particles are separate out from this solution. So that is called equilibrium state. So at certain state, the number of solute particles enter into the solution is equal to the same number of solute particles separate out from the solution. Okay, so that state is called equilibrium state. Equilibrium state. Equilibrium state means at certain state what happen? The number of solute particles enter into the solution means dissolution, and the same number of solute particles separated from the solution means crystallization. At certain state, dissolution is equal to the crystallization. Okay, that state is called equilibrium state. So equilibrium state. So at this equilibrium state, the concentration of the solute particle in the solution is remains constant. Concentration of solute particle in the solution remains constant. So under this condition, the concentration of solute particle in the solution is constant. So next one is during the formation of this type of the saturated solution, sometimes some amount of heat is absorbed from the surrounding. During the formation of the solution, some amount of heat is absorbed from the solution. So the process is called endothermic process. During the formation of the solution, some amount of energy heat is absorbed from the surrounding. That phenomenon is called endothermic process. So I will explain some of the examples for the endothermic process. You take ammonium chloride NH4Cl solid. That NH4Cl solid is added to this water liquid. Then what happens? Then NH4Cl is soluble in the water to form NH4 aqueous solution and also release minus heat. Minus heat means here minus means along with ammonium chloride is added to the water, some amount of heat is absorbed from the surrounding to form ammonium chloride, and that amount of heat is absorbed from the surrounding, that is represented by minus heat, or it can be represented like this: NH4Cl solid dissolved in this water plus heat. During the formation of the solution, ammonium chloride is added to the water. It absorbs some amount of heat from the surrounding to form ammonium chloride aqueous solution. So these two is represented the endothermic process. Okay, so during this process some amount of heat is absorbed from the surrounding. That's why it is called endothermic process. So based on this equation, you can write solute means ammonium chloride plus solvent means water gives rise solution minus heat. So endothermic process, we can represent the minus heat, that is equal to endothermic process, or reactant side plus heat, that is also endothermic process. So this is equilibrium state. So according to this, so this is solute plus solvent gives rise to form solution, and minus heat means some amount of heat is absorbed during the formation of solution. So to this equilibrium state, according to the Le-Chatelier principle, according to the Le-Chatelier principle, so in this endothermic process, the temperature increases, solubility of the solids in the liquids increases. Temperature increase according to the Le-Chatelier principles. The temperature increases in the equilibrium state, the solubility of the solids in the liquids increases. Okay, that means during the formation of the solution some amount of heat is absorbed. So if we increase the surrounding temperature, it absorbs the more amount of heat, the solubility is increased. That's why the temperature increases, the solubility of the solids in the liquid increases in the case of the endothermic process. Then what about the exothermic process? That is next one. Then next one is to this solvent, we are adding the solute particle. Solute is added to the solvent. Whenever the solute is added to the solvent, so in this process some amount of heat is released to the surrounding. So here heat is released to the surrounding. That's why it is called exothermic process. Okay, the first one is endothermic process. So in this endothermic process, during the formation of the solution, some amount of heat is absorbed from the surrounding. That is endothermic process. But here the addition of the solute to the solvent to form the solution, during the formation of the saturated solution some amount of heat is released to the surrounding. That phenomenon is called exothermic process. Then what about the exothermic process? Example, take CaO, calcium oxide, it is added to this water. Then what happens? CaOH twice is formed, calcium hydroxide, and also some amount of heat is released, along with the product some amount of heat released. That's why it is exothermic process. Okay, so it can be represented like this: CaO solid plus H2O liquid minus heat. Product side plus heat means exothermic. Reactant side minus heat means that is also exothermic process. Otherwise, product side minus heat, reactant side plus heat means endothermic process. See here. Reactant CaO plus H2O minus heat gives rise CaOH twice. So these two are exothermic process. During the formation of calcium hydroxide, some amount of heat is released to the surrounding. So that is about the exothermic process. So here also same, the solute added to the solvent to form the solution plus some amount of heat also released. So this is the equilibrium state. The solute added to the solvent to form the solution, along with solution some amount of heat released. To this equilibrium state, according to the Le-Chatelier principle, the temperature is increases at equilibrium state. Here temperature is increases. What happen? Temperature increases. Solubility of solids in the liquids decrease. Solubility of the solids in the liquid decrease. This here, the solute is added to this solvent. Some amount of heat, what happen here? Release it to the surrounding. So here surrounding temperature is gradually decreases. At that time here more amount of solute can be dissolved. That's why here temperature decreases, the solubility of the solute in the solution is increases. That's why temperature increases, solubility temperature is here temperature decreases, solubility of the solute in the solution is increases. In case temperature is increases, it is unable to release the more amount of heat to the surrounding. So at that time solute solubility is decreased. That's why the temperature increases, solubility of the solids in the liquid is decreased. Are you understand what I say? So that is about the endothermic process and exothermic process. But here one of the point, how the amount of the heat energy change takes place during the formation of the solution. So here formation of solution, some amount of heat is released. Their formation of solution, some amount of heat is observed. Why this is happens? So that is explained by the two factors, that is lattice energy and hydration energy. So just now I told how the amount of heat change takes place during the formation of the solution. So that is explained by the two factors, that is lattice energy and hydration energy. What is the definition of lattice energy? Lattice energy means the amount of heat is required to separate the 1 mole of ionic compound into its ions. That phenomena is called lattice energy. So once again, what is lattice energy means? The amount of heat is required to separate the 1 mole of ionic compound or ionic crystal into its ions in the solution. That is called lattice energy. So here some amount of heat is required na, that's why lattice energy is endothermic process. So once again, what is lattice energy means? The amount of heat is required. See here, NaCl dissolved in the water. Some amount of heat required to separate the 1 mole of ionic compound into its ions. So here ionic compound separate into its ions, it requires some amount of heat. That's why that energy is called lattice energy, that is endothermic process. Here energy is required, that's why endothermic process, lattice energy. Then what about the hydration energy? Hydration energy means, see here, the ions get hydrated through the water molecule. Ions get hydrated through the water molecule by the ion dipole attractions. During the process, some amount of heat released. That energy is called hydration energy. See here. So after separation of ionic compound into its ions, so this is the Na plus ion and this is Cl minus ions. After that, these ions are get hydrated through the water molecules. The ions are surrounded by the water molecules through the ion dipole attractions. Ion dipole attraction. So whenever the ions get hydrated through the water molecules by the ion dipole attractions, during this process some amount of heat released. That released amount of energy is called hydration energy. Here amount of energy is released na, that's why it is exothermic process. Here amount of energy is observed na, that is endothermic process. So by comparing the lattice energy and hydration energy of a solute, you can find out the formation of the solution is exothermic or endothermic. Is here. For example, a solute containing the lattice energy is higher than hydration energy. The solute having the lattice energy is higher than the hydration energy. What happens? Lattice energy means endothermic. Hydration energy means exothermic. So here the amount of heat is absorbed from the surrounding is more compared to the released to the surrounding. That's why this type of the solid containing the lattice energy is higher than hydration energy. The type of the solids dissolving in the solution, that formation of the solution is so here some amount of heat is released. So this type of the solids, the temperature is increases, solubility is increased. Because of endothermic process, temperature increases, solubility of the solids in the liquid also increases. Then next one is, for example, What is the example for this type of the solids? Example is potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate, ammonium chloride. Just now I explained ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride also added to the water. Some amount of heat is observed. Because of ammonium chloride lattice energy is higher than hydration energy. That's why the amount of heat is observed from the surrounding is more compared to the release to the surrounding. That's why it is an endothermic process. This type of the ammonium chloride temperature increases, its solubility increases. So these are example for the first one solids. Then next one is the second one. The solid solutes having the lattice energy is lesser than hydration energy. Lattice energy is lesser than hydration energy. The type of the solids release the type of solids added to the liquids, it releases a moment of heat to the surrounding. That's why it is exothermic process. So to this type of the solids are dissolved in this liquid, some amount of heat release na. So that is exothermic process. For exothermic process, temperature is increases, solubility is what happen? Solubility is decreases. Example, sodium carbonate and cerium sulfate, etc. So this type of the, and another one just now I told us, calcium oxide CaO. So this type of the so this type of the solid solutes are added to the water. So to formation of the solution, some amount of heat is released. Why means, for example, CaO I take. The CaO solids lattice energy is less than hydration energy. Means the some amount of energy absorbed from the surrounding is less than the released to the surrounding. So the released amount of energy is more, absorbed amount of energy is less. That's why the total amount of energy is released. That's why it is exothermic process. This type of the solids temperature increases, its solubility what happen? Decreases. Then third one, the solid solutes having the lattice energy is equal to hydration energy. So this type of the solids dissolving in this solution, the temperature is not affected. For example, NaCl, formation of NaCl solution and lithium carbonate solution, the temperature is little effect on the solubility of NaCl and lithium carbonate dissolving this solution. So that is about the lattice energy and hydration energy concepts. Then next one is the solubility of the solids in the liquids is affected by the pressure. So generally the pressure is not affect on the solubility of the solids in the liquids. Why pressure is not affect on the solubility of the solids in the liquid? Because of the solids and the liquids are highly incompressible. Highly incompressible. The solids are highly incompressible and liquids also incompressible. That's pressure is not affect on the solubility of the solids in the liquid. The pressure is not affect on the solubility of the solids in the liquid because of solids are incompressible. If you increase the pressure, the solids are not compressible. That's why pressure is not affect on the solubility of the solids in the liquids.